Before I get started, I thought I'd just ask you guys, how many of you have heard of BBVA or feel like you're familiar with BBVA? Oh, that's a good chunk, maybe half the audience. So I'll give you a couple of minutes of background. BBVA is a large global bank. We're the largest bank in Spain, largest bank across most of Latin America, reasonably sized bank here in the US as well, with a branch presence mostly in the south, call it the Sun Belt, going from kind of Alabama all the way to Southern California. I came to BBVA when BBVA acquired my previous startup, Simple. I co-founded Simple in 2009 along with Josh Reish and Alex Payne. Simple is an online banking startup, still operating in Portland, doing great. And when we started up in 2009, took us a long time to actually get it launched. We launched in 2012 and then got acquired by BBVA in 2014. And it was shortly after the acquisition that I was in Madrid meeting the senior team there, and I met the guy who's now the CEO, and he mentioned this idea of building an API platform. And my reaction was like, yes, somebody should do it, because the fintech world needs it. Every startup out there needs a bank partner, whether it's for processing, whether it's for holding money, whether it's for access to the payment networks. And there really isn't any good platform out there, and somebody should build one, and it should be BBVA. But if you're going to do it, please do it right and don't fuck it up. And they were like, okay, well, that's good advice. And we started talking about it. And now, 2 years later, I'm running it, and we're ready to launch it. So you guys can go to www.bbvaAPImarket.com now, register, and you'll get access to the APIs that we have. Right now, we have 4 main APIs, accounts, payments, customers, and cards. And all our APIs in the US are set up to be accessed in 2 different ways. One way that you can access them is 3-legged OAuth. If you guys are familiar with OAuth 2.0, it's BBVA Connect, like Facebook Connect, which will give you access to existing BBVA customers here in the US. We also have 2-legged OAuth services, which means that you can create customers, create accounts, issue cards, and do payments on our platform and operate the front end and really use us as a service. It's banking as a service. And that's what Simple does today and has a large customer base on our platform. I won't spend too much more time talking, and I'll hand it over to Diego Blanco to actually demo some of these features for us.
Thank you, Shamir. Hello, everybody joining us today. What I'm going to show you is our API market and how you can get access, what type of APIs we have there. And then we are going to demo one of our latest features, which is our Payments ACH API. So during this demo, we are going to show how these white label APIs that Shamir was mentioned, same thing that Simple is using, is going to be used for originate customer, originate accounts, and so on. So basically in the portal, you can sign up and then log in there. This is exactly what I'm going to do now with my account, and request access to our APIs. Our APIs came in 3 different flavors. I mean, you can get the mock data, same data that you can get always for testing the same stuff. You can get a sandbox access. Sandbox access is something that is going to provide you an individual virtual backend where you can play around with our APIs. You can create customers, you can create accounts, cards, make operations. Come tomorrow and the data will be there. So you can maintain a certain resilience and have the feeling to have your own bank to play around. The good thing about the sandbox, it is that when you finish using your sandbox, you can easily transition to the production APIs. You just need to change your URL and you are there. And you have played with all the different scenarios that you can play with the APIs comprehensively. So what Samir is mentioning now is that we have just launched all these APIs. Let me show you an example of how to get access to this sandbox. You just log in, you create your own application, FinDEVr demo. Okay. And then you can select which of these sandbox APIs you want to use. We want to play around payments, accounts, cards, customers, for instance. You create your application here. Yes, basically, we're going to get your credentials to use for the token origination by using our security layer. with this app Canvas Finder demo and this OAuth secret, you're going to be able to create your data, and we're going to show immediately to start playing around with this stuff. All the information that you have here and all the demo that I'm going to show you is easily also found in the description for the different services when you just go to our documentation. You just hit the consuming the API, and you get the full process that I'm going to follow up now to play around with the services, the APIs, and so on. Okay? So let's make it rock. The first thing that I'm going to do here is just to create a token for using the services. This token will allow us to manage all the different services, customer accounts. This is, again, and I want to use the example of a full bank such as Simple, which is based on our APIs. They are using the same thing that we are showing today to support all their financial activity. Very important, all the operations that we are using here, they will have to be identified by the third party. So can we provide also a full traceability in all the environments to ensure that we can support you properly? So all the operations will have to have a different ID. So in case there's some issue, you can just get with our support team, say, hey, I have an issue with this operation that we have, and we will help you to move ahead. All this information is properly described in documentation that I showed before. So first thing is create our access token, and this is the key piece from now on to make the different call to the services. Okay. So let's start by creating a new user for our company. So basically for this, you have all the access token and all the rest of the information is provided in the URL called access. You just need to provide the data.
Let's make it Shamir Karkal instead of Diego Blanco.
Do you want to create it for you?
Okay, let's do that.
Let's go. Okay, so let's make it Shamir. Let's see if I remember still how to write your name.
Yeah, that's close enough.
Okay, and I need to provide also your ID, which is the way that the third-party company is going to know you when they are operating. Okay, so if everything goes okay, we're going to get your user.
There we go.
This is very important. Right now, we have just created, for this new white label company, we have just created a new user. This new user is just identified by a UUID that we are providing to the consumer of the services. That is the unique way of identifying him in any operation. One critical thing that we're trying to do here is isolate the information that, as a financial institution, we are sharing with our customer to ensure that we are simplifying all the requirements about PII or different regulations to avoid putting that thing that we're taking care of on their end. So with this UUID, we will be able to call all the rest of the services. Okay, so we have created our service, our new user. Now we are going to create an account for him. Okay, again, we need to identify properly the operation, and we are going to create a checking account for him by calling our service. You can see the user ID is one of the parameters. The user ID that we just created for him is one of the parameters that we need to add here to create his account. So if everything goes okay, we have a new account, again identified with some ID. It is not the real account number, again, to isolate privacy. We can provide the full access if necessary, but as a starter, this is the best approach for everything. And now I'm going to share with this, we have a small client application here where we should be able to, for this customer that we have created here, to see that the customer is created, that the account is created, and we are going to be able to perform any ACH with him. So we're trying to get the accounts now. And we should get here the account that we have just created for him, the one ending in 7799. Oh, it has no money.
You can fix that.
Okay, yeah, I do. What we are going to do now is to use another of our API capabilities, is to use an agency bank account to take some money that we have there and send it to this new created account. Okay? So for this, again, we just need to provide a specific ID for this operation. Let me just. Okay. And how much do you want?
How much you got?
Okay.
Oh, you may make it like 5,000.
You're going to spend everything. 5,000 is okay. 5,001. Okay, that's it. And we're going in this moment to take money from this agency bank account and put that in his account. So everything went okay. Let's just check that the account has got to your account. Oh yeah, $5,001. That's great.
You gave me an extra $1.
Yeah, I mean, I like you, you know. So what we're going to do now is to show the capabilities of our new APIs. Instead of using just the Postman, I want to use from this interface, and we're going to make an ACH credit to another account. We need the routing. And let's say I'm going to send you to your other account $1,000. Okay. And what's going on is that you should get the money. Come on, don't fail me now, please.
Yeah, doing live demos on stage is always a bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah. Well, now is the joke time. I mean, well, we try to solve how this works.
Yeah. No, it'll go through. The one thing to remember about ACH is that this ACH is a batch payment API, so you actually doesn't. Oh, there we go. Gateway timeout. I mean, do we still have VPN access?
Hey, we do. I mean, the VPN always breaks, but we do. Let me try again, and otherwise, I'm going to try to show the same by using the data API.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
There we
Here
go.
it is. Yes.
Phew.
Just to make us nervous. Okay. So we are sending money using our API. We can see the information here.
The transaction, if you see will actually, ACH is a batch process, and so there are batches which run when you send files to the Fed for processing. You can see the next slot time is 2 p.m., and that has a little bit of time remaining. I think that's 2 Central Time, right?
Yeah, that's it. I'm going to be risky. I feel risky myself. Yeah, okay, the money got out from your account, as we can see here. So I'm right now to request some money to recover the money that I just sent you by using a pool.
So it's an ACH debit?
Yeah, that's it. So let's repeat the process. Same account. Okay, and now let's request just 500. It's not the first time he keeps in the demos all the money, so I just need to remind him. Okay, let me see. I think. Okay, well, not the best day for making a pool now. Okay. One of the things that we are allowing with our API also is to manage the windows in a way that our customer can just cancel the operation that were being performed in case they decide not to do that or they have committed an error. So they should be able just to select the operation, cancel it, cancel the transfer, and that operation will not happen there by this base processing that we are doing over there. Okay. So, well, the 2 operations happened. You can see there now. One of them was canceled. The second didn't get the right answer, but what's happening also. And this is all from the demo.
Yeah. Now, we're going to run out of time soon. So, I mean, we can demo a lot more. You can also issue cards, manage your cards, and all of that through the API as well. Obviously, the ACH that we just demoed, we used an interface to do that, but it's available through the API as well. One thing I do want to stress is that building a financial services platform is not just about APIs. I mean, the APIs are the core building blocks. Having good documentation, easy sandbox access is very important. But what makes this industry hard is the compliance, the risk management, the legal, and the security requirements that, all that we all have to sort of face as an industry. And this is something that BBVA as a large bank has a lot of experience managing. And it's one of the biggest value adds that we bring to our platform is we try as hard as possible to build compliance into the API endpoints as well. So the sandbox and everything else functions in a way. The customer's API will have a KYC API as well so that you can KYC the customer before you add them to the platform. And those sorts of things help to make sure that you guys can go out there and build the applications and the user experience you want while relying on the expertise of BBVA as a large global bank. Any questions? I think I have 14 seconds left. No? Well, awesome. We have a booth out there. As I said, you guys can register anytime you want and come out and talk with us while we're there as well. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you very much.